I'm sorry, but we can't continue to let people flood in.
I always knew I liked women when I was younger.
It's going to be more difficult than a normal path.
But I have to accept, and it's not fair to make another person miserable.
How's the planet not livable?
When you're facing climate disruption, such as more droughts, heavier rainfalls, worse hurricanes.
I think that's complete bullshit.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
I'm James Hamilton.
James, nice to meet you. I'm Amy.
Nice to meet you, Amy. Where are you from? From here?
I am from Ecuador.
So how old were you when you came over here?
I was 18.
You're 18, great.
What about you?
From here, from South Florida.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, let's get this started.
Yeah, sure. 10 seconds of silence. My name is Amy Bravo. I am an immigrant and I was once illegal. I always felt that immigration was gonna catch me and I was gonna get deported. You know, it was a fear I faced every day. You know, at some point I wanted to go back, but I just didn't have a voice. I was too young, my family's too close to one another. We didn't have that choice. Something that at the end of the day, no one wants to really do, but you have to. We had to.
Illegal immigration, no. You know, I think that brings in a host of bad things. The narco traffickers that come across, the criminals, you know, it's got to be stopped. It's terrible. Just for the fact of safety. You know, we have to be careful who we let in, people that want to change our values.
An issue we feel strongly about. I'm a dreamer. And so I feel strongly about opportunity, and I feel everybody deserves that opportunity, everybody. What happened in my case, I was older, so I got married after a while.
Right.
I was able to get my papers.
So
my
you
husband.
came over on a tourist visa and then you just stayed.
Exactly.
Right.
And it expired, and yeah, so I became illegal. Then I met my husband, he's Puerto Rican.
On the other side of the token, you know, since, you know, my family's been here for hundreds of years, since the beginning, and they were immigrants also, obviously. But the United States is not the solution to every world's problem, though, to every country. I mean, how many people do you think we can accept before we're bankrupt?
Are you a father?
Yes.
What my father went through
Right.
to get 3 teenager kids out of all they knew. As a parent, you look at your children and it's just every day you just suffer, you know.
Who wouldn't want a better life for the
Who
family?
wouldn't? Exactly,
Of course, right. I
exactly.
understand that, yeah.
So we focus too much, and yes, you know, people are coming here to take more than give, and to take the benefits. To be honest with you, when I hear stuff like that, it makes me a little angry, because the people I know that have come here, like immigrants,
Right.
they have worked really hard with a vision. You know, when you come here illegally,
Right.
you don't have access to any of that.
Well, no, you actually do. If you're illegal or not, if you're in a major accident, if you're sick, you go to the hospital, they treat you. And guess what? You don't pay for it.
Yeah, that's true. You're
It
right.
comes from me. Your kids go to school,
Well, let me.
public school, whether you're legal or
That's
not.
true.
They go to school. I pay for that.
You pay for that, and we pay too,
Yeah.
because
no, if they're not making, whether they have a job or not, if they're not paying taxes, if they've got a job
We do pay
under the
taxes.
table, no,
Yeah,
not
those-
necessarily. A lot of people
Exactly.
a lot of people are getting paid under the table. They're not paying taxes.
But most people get a fake social security number. They pay taxes on those social security numbers. I agree with you. There has to be laws.
Well, you agree with me, but you don't. You want everybody to be able to just come in when they want.
No, I'm just saying.
Because that's what you're saying. You're giving me the heart-rending,
No, I understand.
Everybody that comes here is looking for a better life.
Right.
Everybody, and that's not, as an American citizen,
Yeah.
you know, that's not my responsibility.
Now that I'm a U.S. citizen, now that I'm a contributor, now that I can give back to the community and I can do all these things, that's what these people can do for you. I can't tell you everybody's gonna do for you.
And
you know?
I didn't say they should be
No, I
ripped out
know,
and uprooted,
I
but I
know.
said that the country has to have laws, and we can't
Absolutely,
continue.
and I agree.
I'm sorry, but we
Yeah.
can't continue to let people flood in. Wow. Who are you?
Amy Bravo, nice to
Amy,
meet you.
nice to meet you. So Amy, what do? You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's hear about that.
Yeah, sure. I'm a television host. I'm currently working on my own thing, motivating Latinos who come to the country and, you know, achieving their dreams.
Okay.
But I've worked for Home Shopping Network as a full-time show host in English for them as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's
It's
great.
very exciting.
Not easy to get there.
It's definitely not. Definitely not. I really would love to know a little more about you.
So married, my wife Melba, my lovely wife, she's Colombian, and I have 2 kids, or stepkids,
I'm sure
but
you
I've raised
dance a
them.
lot.
She will dance and dance and dance. So
I love it.
yeah.
So 2 kids.
Yeah, 2 kids. Do you know we have a construction company, a general contractor, and we do medium commercial, new residential, larger renovations.
One life lesson to share with our kids. I think the biggest lesson that I can teach him is knowing that whatever he wants to achieve, he can.
I would probably tell him to do the right thing. Trust in the Lord, honor Him first, and then let everything else come. What's the experience you learned the most from?
I would say the strength that I got from being faced with discrimination towards my parents. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. My parents didn't speak English. I spoke very little English.
So specifically, what did they?
Specifically, like you're trying to say something and they're like, walk away. Or no Spanish here and just shut you off.
Right.
You know? I would say like they can do anything to me.
Right.
I'll deal with it. But my parents, my family.
And I get that in restaurants. I get that on job sites. No, man. No, and I know they speak English.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, well,
but
people are people. You know, it's a shame that if your mom was suffering because some moron, you know, didn't want to take the time to see, to see if they could communicate better.
What about you?
Growing up in South Florida, with my parents. My mom was a high school teacher. My dad was a land surveyor. I guess that's probably what taught me the most, is my parents sacrificed for us. They didn't have tax breaks, they didn't have welfare, they did not complain, and they worked their butts off, and they paid for everything. High school was tough, I think, a lot of times. With me, growing up, I was, sometimes I wished I were a minority, because if I screwed up, they would throw the book at me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's discrimination everywhere, forgiveness comes.
That's exactly. Don't respond with the same energy and the same negativity.
What's the greatest blessing in your life?
Greatest blessing in life, it's life itself.
Yeah, not the truth, because it goes. Life is a vapor.
So fast.
And then we're standing before,
exactly.
the Creator.
See how many things we have in common as well. We go through the same things.
It's amazing.
And it is, and it's nice to get to know people.
Right, it is.
It really
Even though I'm
is.
pink, we still have lots in common.
What do you appreciate about the other person? I have to say, I really appreciate how appreciative you are. Like how, you talk about your parents and their struggle. And how you have that so present in your life, and what you're doing to with your children too.
Thanks.
So now they're your wife's children, and everything that you're doing for them, that I admire that, all the love that you're giving them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that. What I appreciate about you is your honesty and your hard working. I mean, you incorporate all the values I think people strive for. I mean, that's fantastic. There's a lot of people that don't do that. When they have adversity and problems, they put the blame on something else and, give excuses, but you've obviously, conquered that.
Thank you so much.
After this conversation, do you think you can get along with this person? I definitely think so. I think you're a lovely person, and I respect what you said, even though I don't agree with everything.
I can definitely see You and your wife and me and my husband dancing all night long. That's a
At least my wife. You don't think I'm the Nazi that I started off as.
I never thought you were. 10 seconds of silence.
That's the hard part. You lose. It's actually you laugh for.
It becomes better and better, though, I have to say.